Adolfo Nicolás Pachón SJ is a Spanish priest of the Roman Catholic Church. He is the 30th and current Superior General of the Society of Jesus, the largest religious order in the Roman Catholic Church. He has announced that he has met with Pope Francis, the world's Jesuit provincials, and with other Jesuits in positions under him at the headquarters, and they have begun to plan for an eventual general congregation that will replace him once he resigns, as he indicated he would prefer to do at age 80. Until the resignation of his predecessor, Peter Hans Kolvenbach, it was not the norm for a Jesuit Superior General to resign. They, like the great majority of the popes up until Benedict XVI, generally served until death. However, the Jesuit constitutions include provision for a resignation. Biography. Adolfo Nicolás was born in Villamuriel de Cerrato, Palencia, and entered the Society of Jesus, more commonly known as the Jesuits, in the novitiate of Aranjuez in 1953. He studied at the University of Alcalá, there earning his licentiate in philosophy, until 1960, whence he traveled to Japan to familiarize himself with Japanese language and culture. Nicolás entered Sophia University in Tokyo, where he studied theology in 1964, and was later ordained to the priesthood on the 17th of March 1967. From 1968 to 1971, he studied at the Pontifical Gregorian University in Rome, from where he earned a doctorate in theology. Upon his return to Japan, Nicolás was made professor of systematic theology at his alma mater of Sophia University, teaching there for the next 30 years. He was director of the East Asian Pastoral Institute at the Ateneo de Manila University in Quezon City, Philippines, from 1978 to 1984, and later served as rector of the Theologate in Tokyo from 1991 to 1993, when he was appointed provincial of the Jesuit province of Japan. Nicolás remained in this post until 1999, and then spent 4 years doing pastoral work among poor immigrants in Tokyo. In 2004 he returned to the Philippines after he was named president of the Jesuit Conference of Provincials for Eastern Asia and Oceania. As moderator, he was at the service of the Jesuits of several countries, including Australia, China, Japan, Korea, Micronesia, Myanmar, and East Timor. In addition to his native Spanish, Nicolás can speak Catalan, English, Italian, French, and Japanese. Superior General of the Society of Jesus on the second ballot of the 35th General Congregation of the Society of Jesus. Nicolás was elected as the Order's 30th Superior General on the 19th of January 2008, succeeding the Dutch Fr. Peter Hans Kolvenbach. His election was immediately relayed to Pope Benedict XVI, who confirmed him in the post. Many have marked the similarities between Nicolás and former Superior General Pedro Arrupe. Father Arrupe, like his eventual successor, was a Spanish missionary in Japan. Nicolás has described Arrupe, whom he had earlier had as provincial superior, as a great missionary, a national hero, a man on fire. He leads a congregation which currently numbers 18,500 members. General Curia restructuring. In March 2011, Nicolás forwarded a communique of revisions to the General Curia restructuring the secretariats, including the creation of new positions and a commission. Beliefs and values. Missionary work. He once stated, "Asia has a lot yet to offer the Church, to the whole Church, but we haven't done it yet. Maybe we have not been courageous enough, or we haven't taken the risks we should." In an article on Nicolás, Michael McVeigh said that Nicolás has also expressed his wariness of missionaries who are more concerned with teaching and imposing orthodoxy than in having a cultural experience with the local people, saying, those who enter into the lives of the people, they begin to question their own positions very radically, because they see genuine humanity in the simple people, and yet they see that this genuine humanity is finding a depth of simplicity, of honesty, of goodness that does not come from our sources. In the homily of the Mass celebrated after his election as Superior General, Nicholas emphasized service, based on the scriptural reading for that day, the words of St. Ignatius of Loyola and Benedict XVI's teaching on God is love. He stated, the more we become as servants, the more pleased God is. Delving further on the scriptural passage and after relating an anecdote of experiences with the poor in Asia, he related poverty with having God as the only source of strength, pointing out that the Jesuits' strength is not in externals nor in internal fortitude. The poor only have God in whom to find strength, for as only God is our strength. Nicholas also developed the following ideas. The message of the Jesuits is a message of salvation, and the challenge of discerning the type of salvation that people today are waiting for. Obedience to Rome. After receiving a message from Pope Benedict asking the Society of Jesus to affirm its fidelity to the Magisterium and the Holy See, the congregation presided by Nicholas responded, the Society of Jesus was born within the Church, we live in the Church, we were approved by the Church and we serve the Church. This is our vocation, is the symbol of our union with Christ. It also is the guarantee that our mission will not be a small mission, a project just of the Jesuits, but that our mission is the mission of the Church. Liberation Theology. In a November 2008 interview with El Periodico, Nicholas described liberation theology as a courageous and creative response to an unbearable situation of injustice in Latin America. These remarks are particularly controversial since some forms of liberation theology have been denounced by Pope John Paul II and by Pope Benedict XVI, when he was still prefect of the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith. However, the Superior General also added, as with any theology, liberation theology needs years to mature. It's a shame that it has not been given a vote of confidence and that soon its wings will be cut before it learns to fly. It needs more time.